What's up, guys? Nsima the Centaur Eyang here. I told you I'll have this video out on Friday, so hopefully by the time I'm posting it, it's Friday and you're watching this video for my Instagram. Now, if you're not from Instagram, you're just coming across the video, awesome, nice to meet you. This video is pretty much going to be about my training split, the reason my training split is set up the way it is, and how you can make some changes to your split right now so you can make some gains. Okay, so let's get right into it. In this video, I am going to be bench pressing, overhead pressing, and seal rowing. I'm doing it within the 72% range. It's for hypertrophy for sixes. And then I have my accessory work after of dumbbell RDLs. I forgot whatever accessory work I was doing next. It's beside the point. Now, the way my training split is set up is that I'm working out, I'm lifting 4 days of the week. I have upper, lower, or upper, lower, whatever way I want to set it up. I'm actually working with Alberto Nunez. He's setting up my programming, which makes things super easy because I don't need to think about setting up my own programming. But my program is set up for the goal of competition. Now, from the time that we started this prep, our goal was to try and maintain as much strength and maybe potentially get stronger as prep went by. Towards the beginning of my prep, I was squatting like 5 times a week, deadlifting 3 to 4 times a week every single week, benching 3 or 4 times a week. I was just doing a lot of work. I was doing a lot of accessory work. As we got deeper into the prep and I got more and more tired, the work tapered down, and we just tried to maintain as much strength and survive, okay? So right now my training split is set up the way it is because I'm trying to survive and maintain as much strength as I can as I get leaner. In terms of the frequency, I'm still doing a form of the squat 3 times a week. I'm deadlifting twice, I'm benching twice, overhead pressing twice, seal rowing twice. So I still have a lot of frequency in terms of my compound lifts. And I also have a decent amount of secondary lifts in there. And my intake of food, obviously I'm in a deficit, I'm dieting. And then every now and then I'm feeling great in the gym, sometimes I'm feeling sluggish. So I'm telling you all of this because my training split may not actually help you out. I get a lot of questions. That's why I'm addressing this, because a lot of people ask me, Nsima, what is your training split? Oh, that's my training split. Now, depending on where you are currently, that training split may be a benefit to you or it may be a hindrance. Right now, you may be eating in a surplus, and this may not do you much good because it might be too little frequency. Now, if you're a novice lifter, this may be too much frequency, even though I'm in a deficit and you might be in a surplus. It all depends on where you currently are, okay? So the new question becomes, what is the best training split? Well, there is no one best training split for any one individual. If there was, everyone would be doing it right now. So when you ask another lifter what's his split, well, his split may not help you because you don't know what your level's at, and you could just get yourself hurt, or it could just be too easy for you. Now, things to think about are this. Okay, now I'm going to go under the pretense of all things remaining equal, meaning that you are eating in a surplus. Okay, so if your goal is muscle gain right now, you're eating in a surplus. And then secondly, you already have been doing some kind of program. So you're in a surplus already and you're sure of it, okay? And then you already have program A that has been working and that has stopped working for a month or two. You've stagnated, you've deloaded, and you're just not making any more gains from it. Now we have to think about this. What are your goals? What are you able to handle up to this point? So program A, and just understanding that more is not always better. When people tend to stagnate in terms of their training, they always want to ask, what is your training split? What is your training split? What are you doing? It really all depends on what have you been doing and how's it been working. Now, if you've been actually making some decent gains, don't change it. Don't be so quick to change your training split because you see Lane Norton doing DUP, squatting 500 for 10s, and squatting 6 times a week. Don't try and do that kind of frequency. You're going to get yourself hurt. Just progress. Okay, a lot of you guys have probably heard about progressive overload, increasing volume over time. That is the simplest way to make gains. If you're a novice lifter, you've been lifting for maybe a few months or 6 months or 7 months, don't do what I do. Don't do what Lane Norton does. Progress yourself, okay? If you've been doing something and it stopped working, add in a few more reps, a few more sets, some more frequency, eat a little bit more food. I am very sure you're gonna make some gains, okay? So remember, all of this is based on the fact that you are in a surplus, you already have program A, and program A hasn't been working. What do you do to improve? You increase and build upon what you've been doing in program A, okay? Too many things are based on individuals. All of you guys are in different ranges of weightlifting, but you don't need to do any type of crazy work to help yourself. You don't need to do multiple sets to failure. You don't need to pyramid. You don't need to do all these crazy drop sets, flip sets, twist sets. You don't need to do all that, okay? Just do more volume, eat more food, a little bit more food over time, make sure you're tracking these things, and make sure that you're having some type of progression. Because I'll guarantee you this, if you're progressing in some way or somehow and you're sure of it because you're recording it, you will make gains, all right? Now, there may be some of you who maybe just you don't have enough secondary movements in there and you're still doing bro splits, you're doing one body part a week, bump it up to doing that body part twice a week. Boom, you're gonna make some gains. It's a very simple process. So the question shouldn't be, what is the best training split to do? Or in SEMA, what is your training split? Now, if you're just asking me out of curiosity, awesome. You know my training split now. But the question should be, what can I add to what I'm already doing to progress? And that is a very, very simple answer. Just look what you've been doing and add to it. Do I have anything else I need to say? Yeah, that's it. So pretty much, guys, the two takeaways I want you to have from this is this. If you're not tracking your macronutrients, you have to be doing that if you're gonna try and make any gains at all, at least consistently. Because if you don't know your food intake, you're going nowhere. Some days you're eating less, some days you're eating more. So get that on point before you start asking more questions. Make sure you're eating in a surplus of macros. Number two, record everything you're doing in the gym every single day. Make sure there's some sort of pattern, make sure there's some sort of consistency, and make sure there's some sort of progression, because if there is no progression and you're just one of those dudes going to the gym and getting a massive pump, you won't progress very far and you'll stall, okay? Those two things, with just those two things, you will go very far, all right? Now, if this video is still going, I am done. 7 minutes and 30 seconds. Whew, it's not too long. This is Nsima from Break the Bar. Follow me on Instagram. It's going to be at the Natty Professor down there. I want you to give me more ideas on videos you want me to make. Hopefully you learned something from this video. Hopefully you got something from this video. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. I'll be sure to get to them. And yeah, guys, that's it. I'll talk to you soon.